So I've had a lot of requests for an update on this. So if you have not already heard, we are hearing that there is a bizarre glowing object that is baffling scientists, that is hurtling towards Earth as we speak. Now, take a look at some of the headlines coming out with me. Comet 3I Atlas could be nuclear powered, Harvard scientist says. I'm going to get you all the details on it. Nuclear powered, very odd. Now listen, Harvard professor theorizes a nuclear powered alien spacecraft the size of Manhattan is hurtling towards our solar system. They're saying it's moving at a speed of 130,000 miles an hour. And I'm going to share with you some of the things they're saying that are very odd about this that make it unlikely to be a comet or an asteroid. And like I said, a lot of people have been saying, Steve, can you give us details on this? Because this is circulating around social media. They're saying that this is a wake-up call for humanity. Scientists wants the 3I Atlas to be an alien spaceship. Here's why. This is coming out today, August 25th, 2025. I'm going to share with you the details and what do we know so far about 3I Atlas. And this is the scientist Avi Loeb. And I'm going to give you the latest information as to what we know. When they're saying this will be entering our solar system, they're saying it's coming very close. The odds and the likelihood of some of the things that are unfolding, they're saying it is pretty incredible. And take a look, NASA giving some updates on this as well. Comet 3I Atlas. And they've got some images. They're saying it's an interstellar comet, but some are speculating that it could be something else. So I'm going to share with you the latest and let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with this scientist? Is this something else? Maybe an alien spacecraft, or they're saying maybe it's some sort of craft that has been sent out by another life form, or there's something more to it than just a comet. If you agree with the scientist, put yes. If you think no, this is just some space material flying through space, and the odds of it coming around the route that it is, they're saying is like 1 in 20,000 or something. It's very peculiar. They're saying it's going to go by 3 planets in our solar system. It's going to come at a trajectory where they were not able to see it until just recently. They said around June or July. They're also saying that it will be complete opposite of the sun, so Earth will have trouble observing it. And they're saying the way that it is coming in, it's the size of Manhattan, it's giving off its own source of light, and it doesn't have a tail like a comet. So we're going to get into all the details, but they're speculating there's a very slim chance that the way that it's approaching, it is just of some sort of natural descent. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is there more to this? If so, put yes. If no, put no. I'm going to dive into the latest articles so that way you can see it for yourself. Now, before we dive in, do me a quick favor. I'm seeing yeses pouring into the comments. People are saying it's a mothership. People are saying God is going to be coming back. Someone says, repent. Jesus died for your sins. Let me know your thoughts. And while you're putting them in the comments, take a quick second. Hit that thumbs up like button for me. Just helps spread this out further so more people can get the latest updated information to stay up to date on everything that's going on. It's totally free. Why not? Hit that subscribe button. And as always here on the channel, I cite all of the sources. So all the articles I'm going to be referencing, they're going to be hyperlinked in the description. You can click it, go read it for yourself, see the dates, see the sources, see the latest updates. I try to hold myself to the highest level of accountability so that way you can see exactly what is coming out in the news as of the latest today, August 25th, 2025. And again, if you appreciate that, please take a second, hit that thumbs up like button. Want to make sure that you get the most accurate information as to what is going on. And I'm still seeing people coming out saying yes in the comments. There is something weird going on with this. Let's go ahead and take a look at it so that way you can go ahead and see it for yourself and make your own judgment call. So go ahead and take a look here. A bizarre glowing object is baffling scientists and it's hurtling towards Earth. Now, this article says scientists have discovered that a mysterious object is hurtling through space from beyond the solar system. It is emitting its own light source, and it's heading right for us. In what is only the 3rd example of its kind to be observed, an interstellar object was seen by astronomers last month heading for the center of our solar system. And again, they're going to get into the odds of the likelihood of this happening. The officially unknown object has been dubbed 3I Atlas and caught the attention of astronomers, including Harvard's Avi Loeb, who has suggested that previous interstellar objects are relics from an extraterrestrial civilization. Now, while there is a strong consensus among many other astronomers that 3I Atlas is a comet, Loeb has argued that it is not and pointed to evidence of a glow of light that is coming from this particular object. Now, in a blog post, Loeb argued that observations from NASA's Hubble Space Telescope show a glow of light, likely from a coma, ahead of the motion of 3I Atlas towards the sun. Within the context, a coma of a comet is a hazy cloud of gas and dust that surrounds a comet's nucleus. So here's a picture of it right here. You can see this coming out from NASA, it says. Now, Loeb wrote, "There is no evidence for a bright cometary tail in the opposite direction. This, some scientists have suggested, shows that dust was evaporating from the side of the object that is facing the sun." However, Loeb, after deliberation with Harvard colleagues, astrophysicist Eric Kito has put forward another theory, that 3I Atlas itself is creating its own light. Now, Loeb argued that the simplest interpretation of the object's steep brightness profile is that its own nucleus produced most of the light. He suggested that two different reasons why this could be possible. Now, first, that the object is made up of rare fragment from the core of a nearby supernova that is rich in radioactive material and is emitting radiation, or that is actually a spacecraft powered by nuclear energy, and that the dust emitted from its frontal surface might be from the dirt that accumulated on its surface during its interstellar travel. So he is outright coming out and saying that the way that this is moving, he believes that it is an alien spacecraft. He did, however, say that the first explanation was highly unlikely, and that the second would need stronger evidence to be viable. And that first one, he said, is that it is, let's go ahead and go back to it so I don't mispronounce it. First, that the object is made of a rare fragment from the core of a nearby supernova. He said that's unlikely. And he said that they need evidence that this is potentially an alien spacecraft. His theory, while out there, would mean that 3I Atlas is smaller than originally thought and would bring it roughly in line with the size of the two previous interstellar objects that have been observed, named Oumuamua and 2I Borisov. Now, later this year, 3I Atlas will pass very close to Mars, an opportunity that Loeb suggests should be utilized to more closely examine it. So we're going to be seeing this coming by here very soon, they're saying, and they want to take a look at it, but they're saying the trajectory is it's going to go by several planets, but when it does, it's going to be on the opposite side of the sun to Earth, making it difficult for us to observe. Here's another one coming out a couple days ago. Comet 3I Atlas could be nuclear-powered, Harvard scientist says. The Harvard scientists raising concern about the incoming comet 3I Atlas, namely that it could be some kind of alien probe sent to study our solar system, is now saying the interstellar object may be nuclear-powered. Avi Loeb said he bases his hypothesis on a July 21st image captured by the Hubble Space Telescope and shared by NASA. He said the images show a glow on the front end of 3I Atlas, as if it is emitting light. Now, 3I Atlas could be alien technology, Avi Loeb says. For various reasons, Loeb rules out the possibility that this glow is attributed to reflected sunlight or rare interstellar nuclear materials. Instead, he is zeroing in on a previous suggestion that 3I Atlas may be alien technology. 3I Atlas could be a spacecraft powered by nuclear energy, and the dust emitted from its frontal surface might be from dirt that accumulated on its surface during its interstellar travel. This cannot be ruled out, but requires better evidence to be viable, the theoretical physicist said in a recent blog. Now, appearing Wednesday on Elizabeth Vargas Reports, Loeb again noted the unusually precise trajectory of 3I Atlas, which will get relatively close to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. 3I Atlas doesn't look like a random occurrence, the scientist has said. The timing of its arrival is perfect for that, with a likelihood of 1 in 20,000. We should observe it. It doesn't look like it's a random occurrence. Now, Loeb advocates directing NASA's June probe to intercept 3I Atlas for study. It's also not a bad idea, he suggests, for the international community to get on the same page ahead of time in case alien intelligence does come knocking. You never know what type of intent it has, they said. Now, NASA says 3I Atlas is a comet that does not pose a risk to Earth. So NASA is saying this is a comet. Its name derived from the fact that it's the third known interstellar object from outside our solar system. It was discovered by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System. So they are saying that this is the third interstellar object to enter into our solar system, and it's going to be on its way here in just a couple months. Here's another one coming out. You can see Harvard professor theorizes a nuclear-powered alien spacecraft the size of Manhattan is hurtling towards our solar system. And let me know in the comments, do you think that this is an alien craft? If so, put yes. If no, put no. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, in June, scientists spotted an odd object hurtling towards our solar system. So again, this is just fairly recent. Just a couple months ago, they were able to detect this. 3I Atlas is likely the size of Manhattan. Unlike previous interstellar comets, it has no tail. And now Harvard professor says its flight path is highly suspicious. Avi Loeb is the founding director of Harvard's Black Hole Initiative, director of the Institute for Theory and Computation, the Harvard-Smithsonian Center of Astrophysics, and head of the Galileo project searching for extraterrestrial technology, all while also being a regular Harvard professor. He theorizes the 3I Atlas may be the evidence of extraterrestrial technology that he's been searching for. Now, the three strange things about 3I Atlas to know. Now, first and foremost, 3I Atlas is huge. It's the largest interstellar object that we've observed passing through our solar system. Loeb calls it too large for an interstellar asteroid. Rock makes up asteroids, not ice. And Loeb argues there's probably isn't enough rock floating in interstellar space to form something like this. So they're saying what makes it very odd is its size. Now, secondly, it has no tail. Most interstellar objects are particularly made of ice, which is definition of a comet. As they fly towards our sun, they melt a bit and they shed a tail of gas. But not this object. No spectral features of cometary gas are found in the spectroscope observations of the 3I Atlas. The chances of something this large being 100% rock are slim to none. So it is made of metal or another artificial material. And finally, third, there's 3I Atlas bizarre flight path. All of the planets in our solar system orbit on the same plane around the sun. Some are further away, some are closer, but they are all moving in roughly the same direction. Comets always arrive from above or below that plane, often passing through a massive outer solar system without ever approaching Earth, but not 3I Atlas. This object is in line with the orbit of our planets. That will allow it to do a relatively close flyby of Jupiter, Mars, and Venus. The retrograde orbital plane of 3I Atlas around the sun lies within 5 degrees of that of Earth. The likelihood of that coincidence out of all random orientations is 0.02%, or excuse me, 0.2%. So they're saying that the pathway that this is coming is odd. The size of it coming is odd, and the makeup of it with no tail, meaning it's not made of ice, they said is extremely odd. Now, is 3I Atlas hiding from humans? Loeb believes its flight path alone is reason to be suspicious. It might have targeted the inner solar system as expected from alien technology. And that's not all. The flight path of 3I Atlas is suspiciously sneaky. At its closest point to the sun, it will be hidden from Earth's view. This could be intentional to avoid detailed observation from Earth-based telescopes. Now, the latest picture of 3I Atlas taken by the Hubble telescope may explain how the object can set its own course. It appears to show 3I Atlas glowing. We do see fuzz, some halo of scattered light around it. One of Loeb's theories is that the object is glowing because it is nuclear powered. You can learn more about the theory in this video below, this one coming out from News Nation. Now, Richard Mosel is the head of the planetary defense at the European Space Agency. He isn't losing any sleep over our latest extraterrestrial visitor. There have been no signs pointing to non-natural origins of 3I Atlas in our available observations. And of course, 3I Atlas is on course to stay far away from Earth, he said. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time that Loeb has flagged an extraterrestrial visitor as potentially artificial. He theorized that the objects astronomers named Oumuamua, which passed through our solar system back in 2017, could have been built by alien civilizations. But none of the images captured offered definite proof, and that particular comet is long gone. Now, Loeb urges scientists and the world leaders to use all possible resources to study 3I Atlas. The consequences, should the hypothesis turn out to be correct, could potentially be dire for humanity. It will pass by Mars, where NASA has telescopes in orbit which can snap much better photos in October. So this is going to be coming through in October, they are saying. Now, Mosel doesn't necessarily disagree, but he points out that the scientific community is not ignoring 3I Atlas by a long shot. Astronomers around the world, they are collecting as much data as possible on the orbit and physical properties of the object and how these change in the course of it passing through our solar system. So there you have it, you guys. Man, some major concerns about this. Warnings coming out. And take a look. Let's also take a look at why he is saying he actually does hope that this is, in fact, an alien spacecraft. He says this is a wake-up call for humanity. Scientists wants 3I Atlas to be an alien spaceship. Here is why. This coming out today, August 25th. Now, this article says, Harvard scientist Aviv Loeb earnestly hopes that the interstellar alien object in the solar system turns out to be a spacecraft sent by extraterrestrial beings. This comes after his very own assertion, backed by evidence, that it is not a natural space rock or comet. He has said that almost everything about 3I Atlas points to it being an object designed by someone. Its trajectory, the light it releases, and the lack of a tail are signs that it is not a naturally occurring cosmic body. Meanwhile, everyone else is refuting his claims, saying it is impossible that 3I Atlas is an alien spacecraft. But Loeb stands steadfast on his observations. In fact, he actually wishes that the interstellar object were an alien probe coming from Earth. In a new blog post, Loeb stated that the mothership will be a wake-up call for humanity, for humans busy fighting for land and resources on Earth. He has previously called for world leaders to join hands and work towards a common threat, which is 3I Atlas. He's saying that this is what it could be. So, wow. Let me know your thoughts. He is calling for world leaders to come together to stop war, to bring peace, because he's saying that right now we are facing an existential threat to our world, and that is 3I Atlas, alien technology on the way. Now, here's the professor right here. You can see him, the individual from Harvard that is issuing out this warning to everybody, letting us know that this is not your typical comet. And you can see this actually coming out 12 hours ago today. What do we know so far about 3I Atlas? This is his actual blog post. About a month from now, the interstellar object 3I Atlas will be on the far side of the sun, making it unobservable from Earth. On October 3rd, 2025, it will pass within 29 million kilometers from Mars and the HiRISE camera on board the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. It will be able to image it with a pixel resolution of 30 kilometers. Now, the time is ripe to summarize what we know so far about 3I Atlas. First, 3I Atlas does not feature a distinct cometary tail based on the highest resolution image taken by the Hubble Space Telescope on July 21st of 2025. The image shows fuzzy glow of scattered sunlight that does not extend to the far tail side of the object, away from the sun, any more than it extends on the side perpendicular to that direction. In fact, the only elongation of the glow is towards the sun, in the anti-tail direction. If the scattering of sunlight had been off of dust particles, then these particles would have been pushed by solar radiation pressure from the sun-facing direction to the opposite side and would have displayed a generic cometary tail stretched over a few arc seconds behind the object, easily detectable by the Hubble Space Telescope. The fact that this tail is not observed suggests that the 3I Atlas does not shed much dust particles with the size comparable to the wavelength of sunlight of order of 0.5 micrometers. The spectrum of 3I Atlas shows substantial reddening. In the absence of sub-micrometer dust, the reddening must originate from the solid surface of 3I Atlas. This is not unexpected since similar reddening is observed from the surface of Kuiper belt objects like Arrokoth, which are similarly exposed to interstellar cosmic rays. To produce this reddening without shedding submicron dust particles, most of the sunlight reflects from 3I Atlas must originate at its surface. It then follows that the brightness of 3I Atlas implies a surface diameter of 20 kilometers for an albedo of 5% that characterizes Kuiper belts objects. So there you have it, you guys. Now, he's getting into some pretty intense details. If you want to read this for yourself, you can go ahead and check it out. I'm going to have this linked in the description. But he's getting into some pretty scientific stuff here. I am not 100% on this. I am not a scientist. If you want to read it, though, go ahead. But he is saying a couple of things that we covered that are just basics for you. The three things that he said were strange about it was, first and foremost, it's huge. The size of it is the size of Manhattan. He said it's very unlikely that something like this is just made of rock. He said there's no tail to it. It's not made of ice. It's 100% rock. This is very odd. And he also said the path of it is going right into our solar system's orbit, aligning with the planets. The chances of this are incredibly slim, and as it passes, it will also pass by in a location that is on the opposite side of the sun from the Earth, so we will not be able to observe it from Earth as well, which he said is very suspicious. Now, let's go ahead and take a look here at what NASA has released. It has some images of the comet. NASA Webb Space Telescope observes interstellar comet, and it says NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has observed the interstellar comet 3I Atlas as of August 6th with its near-infrared spectrograph instrument. The research team has been analyzing insights from Webb data, and a preprint is available online. Webb is one of NASA's space telescopes observing this comet together, providing more information about its size, physical properties, and chemical makeup. For example, NASA's Hubble Space Telescope and the recently launched Sphere-X mission have also observed the comet. Now, while the comet poses no threat to Earth, so just to clarify, they're saying this is not Earth-bound. NASA's space telescopes help support the agency's ongoing mission to find, to track, and to better understand the solar system object, as this, they're saying, is going to be entering into our solar system very soon here in October of 2025. So again, let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with the professor? Is there something very odd about this? If so, put yes. If no, put no. Let me know your thoughts. But I know a lot of people were asking me about this, wanted to get an update. What is going on with the 3I Atlas? So I wanted to share with you guys the latest. Now, if any more comes out, if there's any updated photos, if we get any new information, I'll be sure to share it here on the channel. But that is the latest. We're hearing that this is coming through. This scientist is very concerned about it. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm seeing some people putting yes. They think that this is very odd. Now, like I said, All of these articles are going to be linked in the description below, so you can check them out for yourself. If you appreciate that, hit that like button. I see we got about 2,200 people with me live. And also, if this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date on everything, hit that subscribe button. And also, we've been seeing a lot going on with earthquakes and with conflict around the world. I'm going to keep you up to date on all of it as it unfolds, so you know exactly what is going on. But that is the latest with 3I Atlas. The scientists warning of this fast-moving object the size of Manhattan heading towards our solar system. And they're saying it is very odd. We will see. I will keep you up to date here on the channel. But that is the latest, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.